Hey guys, I'm Tiffany, and you found me on the Wise Guys channel. It has been a couple of weeks. I've been healing from my surgery, so thank you for your patience. But I'm glad to be back and to be of service to you through our fun free tarot Fridays. So I'm using the Guardian of the Night deck. It's a new deck to me. It's brand new. I've never used it. It was a gift, so thank you so much for your sweet gift. And I wanted to there's a lot of new people. So just real quick, Wise Guys is a metaphysical counseling company. We're rooted in astrology, but we offer elevated counseling sessions through human design, through the Akashic Records, tarot, astrology, and psychic work. So we would love to serve you. And we also have a really cool membership where we have information for both students and seekers. All of our workshops are free, and we have a big workshop coming up August 7th and 8th with the Lionsgate. And so we are going to be taught by 6 master teachers about our birth order and how our personal sun, our personal moon strategies can help us inform what intentions we want to be focused on during the Lionsgate. So I hope you can make it. I'm going to put the link down below. So if you're not a member, that's okay. You can buy a ticket and join us. And before we get going, I usually do the universal card at the end, but I did it at the beginning because it was a new deck and I wanted to make sure everything was shuffled. And so this is the first card I pulled. It's the King of Cups. Isn't it a pretty one? And so for our universal reading, the King of Cups is really about overcoming, mastering things that have been kind of like choppy waters for a long time. And so this is, I look at the cards and I think of a life moment. And for me, the King of Cups, there's this life moment when we were sailing and I was driving and it's like this big, huge challenge, right? That is facing me, and we're in open waters and the seas are choppy and I can see where the weather's coming and I can see where the weather's going. And there's, you just have this level of mastery where it's like, okay, now all you got to do is enjoy the ride. You can see things coming. But there's a level of emotional maturity with the King of Cups that we're being called to step forward in. A lot of people are here for transformation and healing, especially if you're following us on the Wise Guys channel. And so it's not about like never having any problems, right? But it's about transcending, overcoming, and having the emotional integrity and maturity to walk through any waters, the choppy waters, the smooth waters, the waters with the killer whales, the waters with the fishes, whatever waters of life you're in or facing. The King of Cups is a reminder that it's happening for us, not to us, that you got this, and that it's really time to be in a more leadership role, right? You might not be able to control that first feeling, but you can get a hold of your emotions quicker than you used to. And this is a card reminding you that you got what it takes to face what's out there. Okay, it looks like I have dropped the deck completely, so let me pause. Okay, so let's go for Aries. Let's just clear the deck. Maybe take a little inhale if you're receiving and take what you want and leave the rest. This is a message for Aries for the weekend ahead. We get the Ten of Swords. So having gone through a really rough time, maybe even feeling persecuted, projected on, judged, not heard, seen, understood, the Ten of Swords reminds us that the worst is over. So that's good. Aries coming up with some Eight of Wands time too. So it's really happening very quickly. So it could be that there was a big, huge spiritual attack or a big, huge, like a lot coming at you all at once, right? That's how this combination can feel. But I do want to just reiterate that the worst is over, that you're moving forward in a new direction quickly. Ace of Pentacles, and it looks like even some pivots with your job. The aces tend to be with us for a year at a time. So if you have a desire to make money differently, I would say pay attention to that. Pay attention to the green lights with your income and pay attention to the red lights, what hasn't worked. Where have you been judged or just like where have things just not worked? and look at what is working and kind of try to go in that direction. And for Aries that might be really resonating with that, I just want to let you know that we've got Astro Auntie Sarah El-Harar coming in September to teach about the midheaven. And so Aries that feel this or resonate with this, we've got a really cool class coming. If you're feeling that shift, that pivot, with your purpose, your calling, your career. Let's talk about the midheaven with Sarah in September. So stay tuned and hang out with us, and we'll get to cover, some more in-depth looks at what might be going on in your personal chart, right? Okay, let's clear the deck for Taurus. What is it that Taurus needs to hear for the weekend ahead? Okay, 10 of Pentacles. So 2 10s right in a row. Maybe some of the earth signs feeling this too, this sense of fulfillment, completion, happiness, that things are okay, that things are going to be okay, that things have been okay, and maybe you just haven't realized it or accepted that, or had like a true feeling of security. The 10 of Pentacles is one of the best cards because it's that feeling of success in both love and money, but success might not be the right word. It's like peace, fulfillment, feeling like the abundance, the riches of life, right? So this is a very positive card. So if you don't feel like things have been okay, I know that they're going to be okay very soon, Taurus. And there's bees and flowers and just that general feeling of that like milk and honey flowing, the luxuries of life, you know what I mean? So it might be time to treat yourself to something special. We also get this 3 of Wands. Now, I know, you don't think of like Taurus as being the creative sign, but there are a lot of Taurus that have a lot of creativity in them. Maybe your moon or rising sign shows you some more about that creativity. But the 3 of Wands here, this is really encouraging you to get creative. So either maybe you need a creative solution to something that, like maybe you've been too practical or pro and con list about something and there's like a spiritual solution, right? Or maybe it's just time to get out the art supplies and do some crafting. But either way, it looks like it's like get out of your head and into your heart, and really try to feel that sense of gratitude for the things that are abundant in your life, that are coming to you, right? Worrying is praying for that which we don't want. And so this is just a reminder to be grateful for the things that are going well. Okay, let's clear for our Geminis and see what it is that our Geminis need to hear for the weekend ahead. A beautiful new deck, isn't it? I really like the back of it too. It's this beautiful teal color. Okay, so for our Geminis, we get the 9 of Wands here with a porcupine and a 6 of Pentacles, the beautiful bull. And let's see, an Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Geminis, you too, something pivoting with your work, something changing. It could be just a simple awareness, like a seed planted. I do feel like it's time to be a little bit more self-sufficient. So if some of you have been plugged into the program or a corporate situation and you feel that kind of drain that can happen. Now, not all corporate situations are bad. Like some corporate situations are very connected and feel really encouraging and feel like a lot of fun and feel like there's a time of life where it's a really good fit. And sometimes you just get drained from that. So I know when I've worked in large corporations, there's lots of assets and benefits to kind of keep you working longer later, right? Like there's snacks and there's things that, like, I don't know why I said, but you know what I mean? Like there's things that kind of keep you going in the office hours. And so Gemini, I just feel like there's a message for you here to pivot from that and at least have one source of income that is coming from you, that's generated from you, that's not generated from somebody else's business. It feels like there needs to be a little bit more self-sustaining income that where you could branch off even just a little bit, even if it's not like you're launching your own business. I mean, I hope you are. I hope you're launching your own business soon. But it could be something really simple, like you got a little side hustle that you do on Wednesday nights, or you know what I mean? Like there's just something for you that you're doing for you that feels a little bit more sustainable. And it could be that you're meeting with somebody or an old childhood idea, like a blast from the past or something that you like always wanted to do but never did. I feel like you're kind of getting the stirring and the calling of that. So I want to mark it again that we have Sarah El Harar coming in September to teach about the midheaven. So if you are feeling that pivot in purpose and career and dreams and desires, the midheaven is a really interesting place to look in your astrology chart. And she's giving a class to us that is free for our members. So if you're not in the membership yet, I invite you to come in And there will be links below for that. And of course, tune into the Lionsgate event. It's a perfect time to be pivoting, the things that aren't working, like give some real awareness to it, put it in our blessing ball ceremony that we're having on August 8th, and let a lot of people just bless it, bless your new direction. Okay, let's clear for our Cancers. What is it that our Cancer friends need to hear for the weekend ahead? The Strength card. So this came to me kind of as a vision a couple of days ago. It came to me as the typical like lion in the lady's lap. So I'm really enjoying this card. Is very different. There's a mouse, maybe a rat, a snake, a heart, a full moon, maybe it's a sun, I'm not sure. But the Strength card is about perseverance. And a lot of times, Cancers, when we are persevering and it feels like it's like the never ending story and not the good one, it can feel like a constant death cycle instead of a constant birth cycle. And so I just want to remind you, with whatever you are persevering through, that we all got that King of Cups card. So go back and make sure you watch the universal reading, because there is a level of emotional maturity and mastery where the shopkeeper is the guru, right? The guru isn't out there. It's like whatever your gaze is on, whatever you're paying attention to, that's where you find God, right? That's where you find the change and the transformation. So, keep going and keep looking at it. Keep looking at your life. Keep looking for the miracle. Like, don't stop before the miracle happens. That card of perseverance, strength requires discernment. It requires determination. It requires the long vision, right? So maybe not missing the forest for the trees is another message that could come with that. And the Five of Cups, so knowing, yeah, it just kind of goes with it. It's like the days that you just want to say, screw it, the days that you don't see the happiness or the juiciness, they're coming back. But it starts with you and your inner vision. It's not going to happen out there before it happens in here. All right, so Cancer, this is kind of a wake-up call, a call to have spiritual maturity and to see things differently so that you can have a different experience, right? Okay. After Cancer comes Leo. So let's just clear the deck for Leo and see what it is that our Leo friends need to hear for the month ahead. Weekend ahead, sorry. I am going to do the month ahead readings for our membership. So Justice card, it has a bat in this one. All right, so bat also a symbol of birth, death, the cycle of life, the cycle of night and day mixed with the Queen of Cups. Isn't this beautiful? So Leos, some of you guys having some juicy experiences of emotional depth, being able to dive deep, talk about the deeper concepts, getting curious about what feels good to you in this life, having an emotional experience, a physical experience, like getting in touch with your feelings at a deeper level. Your body, I read this quote, like your body is not a coffin for all of your feelings, so feeling something all the way through, even things that don't feel fair, right? We don't want them to get stuck somewhere in your etheric world or your physical world. It's like having an emotional experience for the purpose of cleansing is another way of looking at it. Like if something doesn't feel fair and you're like, what was the lesson here? What was the point in all of that? The point in all of that might have been to get you to feel something a little bit deeper. That feeling might stir a new cause or a new call to action or a new passion for you. So there is purpose into whatever's going on with your justice system. There's your personal justice system, your personal integrity. So you want to check in with that. Does something feel out of whack? There's your local justice system. Do you need to be more involved in that? Do you need to be paying more attention to your local, state, country politics? Sometimes the justice card comes when we need to be writing documents or legal documents or signing important paperwork, right? So sometimes important paperwork you have big, huge feelings about too, right? Marriage documents, death certificates, estate planning, wills, stuff like that. Maybe it's time to face some of that. You'll know, right? You'll know because it'll speak to you. You'll be like, I know what that one's about. But then there's also the karmic laws, the cosmic laws that are at play. And so this is just a reminder that everything that you do has a result. So if you're going to go deep with your feelings, just know that there's a result somewhere out there. There's a karmic boomerang you're throwing out there. And so do these big, huge feelings in the safety of your own home and the safety of the conversation with your therapist. You don't have to have reactions out there, right? That's where we start to see things go wrong in society, if you will, right? So this is like just a reminder to have those huge, interesting shamanic death and rebirth experiences in the safety of your the people that you can really trust, right? Like it's more of a private interior change that's happening. You don't have to bleed all over the world out there, right? Okay. All right, that was a lot. Made me hot. All right, let's clear the deck. I always get a little sweaty when I'm doing these readings, but that one was kind of heated. All right, let's clear for Virgo. Let's see what it is that our Virgos need to hear for the weekend ahead. Okay. The Hermit. All right, so taking some alone time, and the Empress. To what? To garden, to create something new. So kind of similar to what I was saying with the Leos. It's like you need to be in your own space, your own aura, to even know what you want to create out there, to even get curious about what's next. You've been kind of in a womb, in a healing time. There could have been some time that you spent with your mom, or as a mom, there could have been some like maternal activity going on recently that I think you just need to unplug from and just kind of be your own mom for a little bit. And this could just be a few hours over the weekend. It could be a simple acknowledgement, but it could be some time with like the Divine Mother. It could be like, gosh, what is the book? Anna, grandmother of Jesus. That's kind of an interesting look at the Divine Mother, the goddess, the divine feminine. So there might be something there for you to play with over the weekend, but whatever you do, it just looks like you need to unplug a little bit, like less screen time, less like no plugs, no electronics necessary, a little bit more time in nature looks like it would really help you. So some grounding, bare feet in the ground would be helpful to you, Virgos. Okay, after Virgo comes our Libras. What is it that our Libras need to hear for the weekend ahead? Ooh, the High Priestess, very baddie deck here. I'm in the Temperance card. So two major arcana cards, the High Priestess and Temperance. So Libras, have you been overdoing your magic? Have you been kind of going overboard in the realm of all of the metaphysical topics? Have you just kind of used it as an escape instead of like a healing thing that you just kind of do periodically? The Temperance card reminds us to reel something in. And the High Priestess is really about our the magic schools, the mystery schools, tuning into our intuition, our psychic work. And so I'm just wondering if you've maybe dipped into the invisible realm a little bit too long, too much, or put too much into it, you know? There are times to dip into the metaphysical world, and there's times to stay really physical and practical. As part of my mediumship training and psychic development training, we talk about like having dogs and cats, dogs to alert you in the physical and cats to alert you in the metaphysical. So that could be something that you're working with or through as well. The Temperance card, where are you overdoing it? Where have you gone overboard? What have you just done too much of lately? Is it gossip? Is it eating, drinking, sleeping, working? Those are kind of the common ones. Have you tried to get other people to co-sign something for you that isn't really true and you know it? You know, have you been the Temperance card, right? Like keep it in the middle. But temperance is also Latin for to mix, right? To mix things. And so have you been blending the metaphysical with the physical? And it's like things are just seem more like an illusion to you. Has the illusion of your life upset you, and instead of like accepting the reality of your life, right? So some bigger questions for you to be tackling when we get two major arcana cards like that. All right, Libra. Illusions and reality. The Maya, right? Maya. Okay. It's all Maya, isn't it? Isn't it all just Maya? Adam Bauer gives a pretty good talk on that. So hope you can make it to our Lionsgate Summit. Would love to see our Libras in there. As well as who's after Libras? Scorpios, of course. All right, so let's just check in the weekend vibes for our Scorpio friends. What is it that our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? The Fool card, one of my favorites. This is like the innocence, the place of new beginnings. You know, the Fool card, you usually see the guy with his knapsack and he's going out on the mountaintop and he just looks foolish. And so in some level, Scorpio, are you doing something that's foolish in a bad way or in a good way, right? The Fool card usually, to me, is about a lot of innocence and faith and hope and like, I'm just going to do things differently now. You know, I'm going to on this trip because I want to. I'm saying no to this thing because it's not serving me anymore. And I'm saying yes to the thing that feels really fun and exciting. And I'm not going to be controlled by fear, right? The Fool card, we're not controlled by fear anymore. You know, we are ready for a new adventure. It's the Zero card, which is like a place of clear quartz calibration where there's just this crystalline, fresh new beginning. It's the first card of the major arcana. If you're brand new to Tarot, I would love for you to watch my free Tarot 101 class and skip ahead to the Fool card and see, you know, some other interpretations for it there. But Scorpio, you can see this rabbit, even though they're like, I don't know, is the Fool card representing the wolf or the rabbit? Both of these have rich symbolism, right? For me, the rabbit, like, well, I have some personal symbolism I'll keep to myself. You probably have some too. But what does the rabbit mean, right? Like fertility, fear, right? Like there's some things that you could probably conjure up with what rabbit means to you. Are you able to go forward and have a fertile new life, create something new, a new, you know, life path, I don't know, whatever it is in front of you without the fear, right? Even though the wolf is right there, right? Even though corporate is right there looking at you, can you just start your own business anyway? Even though the thing that might take your life away is right there, can you just go forward and hop along, right? Can you just go forward and hop along and be happy? Now, I don't know, because I'm new to this deck and I haven't read through her sweet little guidebook yet, so I'm not sure about this author's interpretation. Is the wolf the fool in this journey, right? Is he way more powerful than he knows, right? Is he going timidly into something like, okay, so like we have a German Shepherd, right? Does he know his full strength? Does he know he could, you know, kill the other dogs? Or is he just kind of not sure and thinks that he's one way because of how we project onto him of being this sweet, huge teddy bear that we love and adore, right? So do you have more power and strength and grit than you realize? And it's just time to go forward. It's just time to go forward. So don't make the universe push you off the diving board, right? Go for it. Run off the high dive, Scorpio. Do you need another card? Page of Wands, right? Go for it. Go forward. This is a yes card. This is an energy card. This is a vitality card. This is yes. Okay. Please come to our Lionsgate event if you feel like it. Free for members, 88 for non-members. Would love to have you there so that you can put into our blessing ball cauldron, right? Our virtual prayer space, that thing that you are trying to go forward on, so that you can get the blessings from many people, many of our master teachers that will be, you know, just kind of on it, praying for you that day. Okay, let's clear the deck for our Sagittarius. We want every sign to come to the Lionsgate. You too, Sag. Please put it in your calendar. We'd love to have you there. August 6th through 8th. The links are below. Let's clear for our Sagittarius and just see what it is that they need to hear for the weekend ahead. Temperance card again. Beautiful. And Queen of Swords. It's reversed. I'm just going to do it upright since it is a new deck. Temperance, right? So what have you been overdoing? this Queen of Swords stuff. Maybe you've been on this quest for truth and clarity, and it's like the searching for it, the energy behind it, the flight at it is actually taking away your ability to see what's true and in front of you, right? So have you been overthinking, over talking? Swords, right? Like communications, mental realm. What have you been overdoing in that communication realm? Have you put too much mental pressure on yourself? You know, is it not even like society or your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Is it not even your parents or your boss or any of the like authority type figures? Is it yourself that you've like put too much mental pressure and just kind of like gone off in a direction? The Temperance card is about reeling something in. Usually it's about over drinking, overeating, overworking, oversleeping, overdoing something, right? And so where can you reel it in? Where can you neutralize? Where can you stop going bar ditch to bar ditch and kind of drive down the middle of the road? Right. It might require some thought discipline, maybe a mental diet. If you notice yourself kind of going off the rails in a direction, even if you're passionate about it, it's still good to have some discipline, right? How can you do things a little bit more orderly that creates more balance in your life? Temperance is about mixing. It's Latin for to mix. So what is it that you need to mix up? What is it that you're trying to change alchemically? You usually see the magician, like pouring 2 cups back and forth. That's the Temperance card. So what do you need to blend a little bit better? What isn't quite so black and white in your world? And what do you need to kind of tone down in order to be able to see things? You know, Sagittarius, I have Sag rising, right? So life can be a party. You can be here for fun and find the truth, right? You can, there can be a blending of the serious and the goofy, the excitable and the mundane. There can be a blending of that. And so part of your quest this weekend is to look for opportunities to blend something, you know, or to help somebody else find the mix, find the blend, find the right temperature, right? Okay. How else can you use the word temper, right? I think of like fire too. The Sag is a fire sign. So tempering what? What do you need to temper? Okay, let's clear for our Capricorns. For our Capricorns, what kind of mojo do they need to tap into this weekend? Ooh, the 7 of Pentacles here has a beautiful mama spider and the 6 of Wands. Okay, so where are we? Capricorn in life. It looks like what you're working on is something really just for yourself. You know, what are you growing for yourself? Like sometimes there's a season to be really tribal oriented, to build community, to be a good partner, to be a good family member. And that was all still there. But right now, this weekend, especially while there's so much Leo energy, right? That self, that focus on the self, it looks like Capricorn, what are you building that's just for you? Have you remembered to keep a little part of your life that's just for you? You know, that you don't need to share with anybody else. It's something that might be privately growing inside of you. This looks like everything's okay. You know, it looks like you are creating a life by design. But I just want to remind you to have a little moment of privacy this weekend for yourself, right? Just a little moment to remind yourself, what part of your life are you building that is just for you, that isn't really shareable, it's just between you and the creator. And a little check-in is available for you there. And of course, Capricorn and all the signs, just another opportunity to invite you to come to our Lionsgate event so that you can put all of your intentions into our blessing ball that's happening live with Adrian Cobb on August 8th. I'll put the details below. All right. After Capricorn comes Aquarius. So let's clear the deck for Aquarius. Here you go. Ooh, they're all slippery and the cards are nice and new. Knight of Wands. All right, Aquarius. And 8 of Wands. All right, so this could be a new romance that's happening quickly. Somebody's entering your life that brings like youth and vitality and excitement back to you. This person could be kind of a mover and a shaker, maybe a fire sign, something really hot and spicy and fun. It could be that you need to take adopt that attitude over the weekend, that childlike wonder. What do you need to spice up in your life, Aquarius? Or what is being spiced up in your life that feels like a yes, that feels like this is exactly where I want to be. This is really about going with the flow, that with the energy that's present. And anywhere where you feel resistant, stubborn, just like quickly pivot, just quickly pivot. The Eight of Wands is about it's happening fast, right? So where can you be like a leaf on a fast moving stream? There's so much abundance there for you, Aquarius. So just keep saying yes to the things that feel fiery, spicy, hot, interesting, that bring you a lot of youth, vitality, childlike wonder, creativity. Go in those directions this weekend, and just remember to be grateful, to have gratitude for what is. And come to our Lionsgate Summit. Okay, after Aquarius, last but not least, is Pisces. So let's clear the deck for Pisces and just see what it is that our Pisces need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance, something leading them this weekend, if they can feel held by. The Seven of Cups. Isn't that a beautiful one? There's like a rabbit staring at all of the options in space, right? Followed up by the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Beautiful bee and her honeycomb, and then the Judgment card. All right. So you've got a lot of options, and some of them feel like a golden opportunity, and some of them feel more like a trap. And so you're kind of weighing through the options, and you're using your judgment. You're using your wise discernment. And look at that, like snake shedding its skin. I love when I find snake sheds. And so that's kind of what's going on for you. So you're using your discernment with what feels like a good opportunity. What looks like a good opportunity you might not viscerally feel it. We want to viscerally feel it with all of your body, every cell in you. When you're looking at the choices ahead, just choose the one that feels like a rebirth, that feels like a pure new generation, a new version of you. Don't worry about the judgment of others. Worry about your own judgment of yourself and your life. I read a post recently where it's like, basically stop working on your body and start working on your soul, like the purpose, like why you came here, why you're here living your life. And the snake regeneration is like that phoenix rising, that second opportunity. Life probably didn't go the way that you thought it was going to go. And so Pisces, you have a supernatural ability to shapeshift into the thing that is your life, that's becoming you, that's wanting to happen through you, right? So you are a great compassionate person, and so it's very easy for you to give to others. But this weekend, just take a second, look at the options that are on your plate, and order consciously for yourself, right? Order consciously for yourself. So we're not worried about what the family wants right now. We're not worried about what everybody else needs. It's just like, what do I want to eat today? What do I want my work to be like? What contribution do I want to make that feels fulfilling to me? What's special in my life that feel like, what do I need to let go of so that I can have room for these new options? I don't think you have enough space in your life for all the good things coming your way. So what is it that you need to actually have closure with, and actually say, thank you, this is done. This has come full circle. This has blessed me beyond measure. I'm done with this chapter, and I can't wait to see what's next. I can't wait to see what magical options are next. Don't forget to look up in the sky, right? We've got some powerful medicine helpers: rabbit, fear and fertility, the honeybee, right? Abundance, the land of milk and honey, things flowing. Also the stinger, right? And then also this poisonous venomous snake that resembles death and rebirth. There's a lot of spirit mojo in here. So look up the symbolism, or if you already have some for yourself, that's great too. Guys, that brings us to a close. So thank you so much for being here for Free Tarot Friday. If you're new, please check out the forecast. I've got all of the forecast links below. Visit us at wiseskiescollective.com. We would love to read for you. We would love for you to be in our membership. We've got some beautiful classes coming up this fall. In August, we have our big Lionsgate event, and 6 master teachers are coming. I'm especially excited about the birth order class that's kicking us off. We have an opening ceremony with April and I into the Akashic Records. It's an astrological vision quest. Then Karen is going to be teaching about birth order. If you don't know about the magic of birth order yet, you're in for a treat. It's really incredible. It shifted how I think about parenting, how I think about myself, how I think about students and clients, excuse me. And it's helped with some of my forensic mediumship too. So birth order, we've got Celeste teaching about moon strategy. She's going to show you how she quit her corporate job and started her astrology practice using the moon cycles, and how it's your turn and you can do that too. Leisha is going to teach about the sun in terms of our own human design. So birth order, sun, moon, all there for you. And then we're going to tie it together with a beautiful blessing balls closing ceremony on August 8th, which is the peak of the Lionsgate, with Adrian Cobb of My Wild Magic. And that's when we're going to use everything that we've learned over the several workshop series that we've got lined up for you, and funnel it into this pivotal, auspicious time for creating for yourself, right? So please come to the event. This September, we've got Sarah El Harar, Astro Auntie, teaching about the midheaven for us. And in October, Tani is going to come teach paranormal investigation, which is one of my favorite topics to like dig into, especially in October. And we've got new articles coming from Sasha. There's just so much good stuff coming. So check us out at wiseskiescollective.com. We're so glad you're here. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.